everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I have another Falling for Leaves project for you guys. So I've been showing you a few different projects and ways to use this bundle, and I'm pretty excited about this one too. This one was quite fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me give you a close-up here. Hopefully you can see all that beautiful shimmer. So I've done dry embossing, wet embossing, and then we've also used some of our new shimmer paints as well. So let's go ahead and show you how to create this. For our supplies, like I said, we are using the Falling for Leaves bundle. So the photopolymer stamp set as well as the detailed leaves thinlits. I've been using those all week. They're so much fun. I love this bundle. We're also going to use the Layered Leaves Dynamic Embossing folder on today's project. We are going to use the Soft Suede ink. We're going to be using our copper embossing powder. And then for our card base, I'm doing a piece of Early Espresso. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Very Vanilla that is 2.5 by 5.5. And then I have a few more scraps. Another scrap of vanilla, a scrap of crushed curry, as well as Cajun craze. And then we're going to use some of our copper thread as well on this project. So let's go ahead. I think I'll stamp my leaf first, and then we can bring in our big shot and do some of that work. So I'm going to open up my soft suede. I'm going to ink up this beautiful detailed leaf. Alright, so let's grab our big shot. I think we'll start with the embossing. So I'm going to grab my piece of Very Vanilla, the 2.5 by 5.5. I'm going to put this in my Layered Leaves dynamic folder. I'm going to try to get it straight. So with the dynamic folder, the sandwich is different. So I have my big shot platform. I'm going to put down the folder with my piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to use one acrylic plate, and we're going to roll that through. So the dynamic folders are thicker, and they make a deeper impression, and they're gorgeous. And we have so many of them in the catalog. They're really awesome. Alright, now we'll switch platforms, and we'll go back to the magnetic platform with our precision base plate. Let me set that aside. I'm going to take our stamped leaf. We're going to cut that out. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to take our other pieces. So this is our crushed curry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down the detailed part of the leaf as well as the outline, because I want all of it. But I'm going to try to not knock out the pieces, because I want to leave those in there. That's the look that I'm going for today. I kind of lift it up and then flip it and get those dies off of there, and that helps me a little bit. Let me get this out of our way. Alright, and then I'm going to try to pop this out again. So I'm trying to push on that outer edge so I don't separate the two. Okay. Alright, so we can go ahead and adhere. Let me grab my blade is getting a little dull on my trimmer. Where is my block? I'm just going to take my little file block here around the edges. That gets rid of the little hairs. Alright, we're going to add adhesive around all 4 sides so that we don't have any concerns about this lifting up. Alright, and then I am going to just center this on our card base. Give that a nice press. Now we can go ahead and crease. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to take our dies here carefully. I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue. Now, I could have used my adhesive sheets. That would have been a great idea if I would have thought of that in time. Behind here, when I ran this through the Big Shot, let's lay that down. And you know I love to use a big block. And here I'm just looking at my edge, so I'm kind of trying to get that as even as possible between the two colors. And maybe I'll leave that black on here, and we can do our center leaf. So I have a piece of scrap grid paper here, and I have 3 of our new shimmer paints. So I have the Vegas Gold, the Champagne Mist, and the Bright Copper. And I like to leave them inside the bag that they come in with a little sponge dauber. Keeps everything nice and neat and together. So I am going to take these all out. I love our new shimmer paints, and this stuff goes a long way. So this little container will last you a while, even if you do use it quite a lot. I mean, I've been using mine. And you can hear that little ball in there. You just want to give them a nice shake. Probably shaking my camera. My desk doesn't shake, but the camera mount does. Okay, so I'm going to put these in order. I'm going to start with my copper. And I'm just going to open this, and I have just enough paint in the lid. So I'm going to take my dauber, and I'm not going to press too hard. I'm just going to get a little fresh shimmer paint, and then I'm going to go in circles and spread that all over my leaf. What a great way to use this paint. I love this. Do the same thing now with the gold. Probably should have put the copper in the middle now that I'm thinking about this some more, so you guys can try that. Okay, probably got too much gold going on here. Let me... And now if you wanted to wait a little bit longer in between, I'm not so concerned about getting it mixed a little bit on my sponge, but you know, I'm not purposely trying to go into that copper either. Yeah, now I'm thinking my next one, I think I'm going to put that copper in the center between the Champagne Mist and the gold. Love that! I love it. I love this paint. I love it. I hope you guys have tried this out. I believe they're $8, and like I said, they're going to last you a long, long time. Goes very far. Great value. So we will set this aside. I'm sure our card base now is stuck down. I'm going to close this for a moment. So I know this grid paper is kind of distracting. We're going to emboss our sentiment there on the bottom right corner, and we are using the Thankful sentiment from the Falling Leaves set. I have my Versamark here, and I'm gonna take my embossing buddy, and I'm gonna wipe this edge. This is gonna remove the static and get the embossing just where I want it. So I'm going to ink up my Thankful. If you have not tried heat embossing, let me tell you, it is so fun. It's addictive. Like you just want to keep going. So definitely, if you've not tried it, very easy. Anybody can do it. Definitely try it out and have some fun. All right, so I'm going to bring back that grid paper. I'm going to take my copper powder, and I'm just going to pour that right over my Versamark. And I like to give it a little knock. Looks good. Okay, now I can go ahead and put this right back in to my container. Close that up. I do have my heat tool here off to the side. It barely reaches my workspace, so you might not see the whole thing, but you will see the embossing happening. So I'm going to put it on the high setting, and we're going to emboss our sentiment. So pretty, the copper on the early espresso. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's bring back our shimmer painted leaf. I think this is pretty dry, but I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and we're going to make sure we have a nice solid image here. Now right in the center of our other two, oh, I think it is dry already. It dries pretty fast. You'd be surprised. Okay, so now I have our gold faceted gems, and I'm going to grab my pickup tool here. I'm going to take one of these, and we're going to lay that right in the center of our leaf. And I'm going to grab our copper thread. I wanted to say twine. And I'm just going to grab a piece. I know this is hard to see on camera. I'm just going to double it over. I'm going to cut it here so it's going to be two pieces, and then I'm going to tie a bow. So I'm trying to get, because it's so thin, you know, sometimes it's hard to see on projects, so I'm trying to double the thread. Sorry, I apparently cannot talk and do the bow at the same time. This happens with me. Okay. So see, it just makes it stand out a little bit more. And you can continue to adjust your thread to get it as even as you want. I'm going to snip the ends of that. I'm going to lay it there. Hopefully you might get a little glimpse of it. I'm going to take my pickup tool, and I'm going to roll a glue dot into a small little piece. And I'm going to put that right here on my copper shimmer paint, and I'm going to lay this bow right into it, just like that. So hopefully you can see that. Just a little extra, you know, just a little extra something. All right, so now we can take a very vanilla envelope, and we're just going to go ahead and stamp that detailed leaf from this set. So we'll bring that back. I'm going to grab my Cajun Craze, which I just re-inked, so it's a little bit wet and juicy. So hopefully it doesn't stamp weird. Probably should have tried to blend the ink in there a little bit more. And we're just going to come in from the corner and give this nice press. Beautiful. Okay, close up my ink. So that completes our third Falling for Leaves project this week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed each of these. I hope you've picked up on a couple different ways that you'd like to use this bundle. If you do not have this yet, you can pick this up in my online store. Do be sure you use the host code. It will be in the description of the video, as well as a full supply list. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to being back with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.